Hey guys, it's Lelo. Thank you so much for joining me. So in today's tutorial, we'll be doing a beaded triangle belt tutorial, but this time we will add borders in between the triangles. Okay, so if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to my channel and let's begin. So what you will need for this tutorial, you will need your beads. I will be using plastic beads. I will be using the colors light brown, dark brown, and for the borders I'll be using white. I'll be making a white border. And then you will also need your needle and thread. So here's my needle and here's my thread, and I just doubled up my thread like so, just to make my work stronger. Okay, so to begin, I will start off by grabbing the dark brown beads, but I will start off with just one bead to create my stop bead, which will help my work to be stable and to not fall out. Okay, so this will stabilize my work. So I put the bead in to the needle and I pull it all the way through to the end, and then on the other side of my bead where the thread ends, I will insert my needle that side and pull my thread through. I made my thread quite long today until it is done. So I've created my stop bead. This will help my work to be secure. So now next, I will pick up 12 of my dark brown beads to begin my work. So you have to pick up 12 for the size of this belt. And when you do this type of work with this pattern, make sure to pick up your beads in groups of 4. What I mean by that is if you're not doing 12, you wanna add 4 if you want your belt to be bigger, or add 8. You know, like you need to be able to count in 4, because we do skip 4 and then put in 3 more, you know, just to carry on the pattern. 10, 11, 12. So I have my 12 beads that I picked up, so I pull them all the way till the end. Okay, without counting this one, I now have 12 beads. You don't count your stop bead. So now I am turning around to start my next line. Okay, I have to make sure. So there's 12. To turn around to start my next line, I have to pick up, I know in my first video I said you have to pick up 3 beads. I have said you have to pick up 4 beads. The first time you turn around, please hear me properly. The first time you turn, please pick up 3 beads, your very first turn, to prevent your work from having sort of this tag here that comes out with it, like your work here, to have sort of a circle that looks like it comes out of the work. Please pick up 3 beads the first time you turn. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Every other time we turn, we'll pick up 4 beads, but this very first time we pick up 3. Okay, so it's my mistake and I apologize for that, but we pick up 3. So we count 1, 2, 3, 4. You count 4 beads and you insert your needle on bead number 4 and you pull your thread in and you tighten your work. Okay, so now you have one sort of loop, but it will not be a very big loop that looks like it comes out of your work. okay? I just want to show you the difference. So I need for you to see the difference here, okay? So here's my stop bead, and here's where I turned with 3. It doesn't make a very big loop, whereas here is where I put in my stop bead and I turned with 4. The beads sort of look like they're coming out here at the top. So I'm so sorry, it was my mistake that I told you to turn with 4 when you begin, and I apologize for that. You actually turn with 3 the very first time, okay? So let's carry on. So I've put in my 3 beads and I've turned. Let's carry on. And now I grab 3 beads. 1, 2, 3. And I skip 4 beads. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I insert on my 4th. 4th is where you insert your needle. And you tighten your work. Again, I take 1, 2, 3 beads. I count 1, 2, 3, 4 beads, which should be on my last bead before my stop bead. And I pull and I tighten my work. So I've created my first 2 lines of my work. Here they are. Now I am turning for the second time. This time I will grab 1, 2, 3, 4 beads. 4. Okay, and I will find the bead in the middle. Since my pattern creates 3 beads here, I will find the one in the middle, insert my needle and thread, and pull all the way through. Okay, and then I will tighten my work. Next, because I've already turned, I'm going to grab 3 beads. 1, 2, 3. And I'll find my bead in the middle of the 3, insert my needle through it, and pull. Okay, again I grab 1, 2, 3 beads. I find out of the 3, 1, 2, 3 that the pattern creates, I find the bead in the middle and I insert and pull. Oh, sorry. And I pull. Okay, so now if we look at our pattern properly, okay, you'll notice that our triangle is somewhat forming. So you have, it's going to be a half triangle because we're beginning. You have this side, and then now this will be the bottom of the triangle. So if this is the bottom, it means the triangle has to go like this and then reach to this point like so. So this part here will serve as the point of your first triangle. So now it means we need to begin a new triangle this side because we've reached the point of this triangle. But we now are making a border between our 2 triangles. So we need to turn in such a way that we insert our border. Okay, so to make our border, let me show you with this one. See, so we are here now. So this is where we are. So now we need to make this border yet also we need to make this border, yet also begin this triangle, this triangle here. So how do we go about doing that? We have to grab one border color, the color of your border. Mine, I chose white. You have to grab two colors from your next triangle and your border color again. So I've got one white, two light brown, and one white again. Okay, and then as I turn, because I turn with 4 beads this time, I find the middle bead, the one in the center. It's this one. I insert my needle into it, pull, and here we go. So now here's my border here, here's my new triangle here. Okay, I'll just flip my work over. If you notice, our needle and thread is now coming out of the brown bead, meaning that the dark brown bead, meaning that we have to now carry on making and finishing this brown triangle because we haven't formed it yet. So our next 3 beads will be dark brown. 3. So I grab my dark brown, and I push all the way through. Okay, again I'm still forming the dark brown triangle, so my next 3 beads have to be dark brown. I find this my middle bead, the bead in the center that my pattern has formed, and I pull. Okay, so now I turn to make a new line again, but I'm still on the dark brown triangle, so I will grab 4 beads to turn. 2, 3, 4. I will grab 4 beads to turn. I will find the bead in the center, insert my needle, and here it is. You can now sort of notice that this triangle is being formed. Okay, my next 3 beads are still falling within the dark brown triangle, so I will grab 3 beads, dark brown beads, find the center, insert my needle, and again pull all the way through. Okay, now if you look carefully, my pattern is now forming the line where this triangle ends. So I have skipped to the other side of this line that is forming this triangle into this second triangle, but again we're creating a border. So we will grab our border color here, and we will grab the color of the triangle, the new triangle that we're forming, 2 of them because we have to turn with 3. We will find the middle and pull out beads. Notice that now you can tell where the border is going, the pattern of the border and the pattern of the new triangle. Okay, so we begin a new line now. Now this new line that we're beginning falls into our second triangle, and it doesn't require a border. So our next 4 beads will be from triangle number 2. So we grab 4 beads, and they have to be from our second triangle. Okay, so we find the center, Insert our needle at the center and we pull all the way through. Okay, so now we have to grab 3 beads because we've turned. Our next 3 beads have to fall within the second triangle and also form parts of the border. So what we do is we grab 2 of our new bead colors, 2, and then our border color, like so. Okay, we find the center, insert our needle. Oh, my thread is stuck, and we pull. Okay, so now we have formed parts of this new triangle. Now our needle is coming out of the dark brown and it is falling within the borders of this triangle, this side. Okay, so we now have to carry on and finish this dark brown triangle. So we grab our next 3 colors, will be from our dark brown. We find the center, insert our needle, and pull our thread all the way through. Okay, so now we're turning, and I'm sure you can notice now that our triangle is forming. Now we're turning and we still have to complete this triangle. See, now we are almost at the end, not at its tip but at its end. So our next 4 colors need to form parts of our dark brown triangle. 3 and 4. They need to form parts of our dark brown triangle. We find our center. My camera keeps focusing on the beads. We find our center. We pull our needle until we finish. So here. Now, you see now, here's the line that forms this triangle. So now we are in this triangle, and if you see we are forming parts now, our pattern has led us back to our border. So what we do is we have to create our border, still carrying on with this new triangle. So we grab our border color and 2 colors from our triangle, our new triangle. Right, my thread keeps getting stuck. It's long, but I really do prefer working with long thread rather than short thread. Okay, so now we are in our second triangle. So our next 3 beads have to be the color of triangle number 2. Okay, so we find our middle, insert our needle, and now we form a new line. But our new line now, when we turn, it falls part of this triangle. So we have to grab 4 beads, I'm sorry, 4 of our second triangle. We find the middle, we insert, and we have to tighten this side. Okay, and we're still forming parts of our new triangle, so we're going to again grab 3 beads from our second triangle, find the middle, and insert into the middle. Pull our needle, all the way through. And now we've come again to a point where we now have to create our border again. So what we do this time is we have to form this new triangle, and then at the end make sure that we create the border. So what we do is we take 2, 1, 2 from this new triangle, and the 1 has to be our border color. Okay, so we insert our needle, and now see our border is forming so nicely, and we've reached the end of this line. If you look at our previous triangle, you'll notice it doesn't have a point, because triangles have to have a point and meet this side here. Ours doesn't have a point, so we have to create a point for this triangle. So we will take our color. One of our colors is going to be the previous triangle color, but we still have to create a border. So we will grab our border color, 1, and our next 2 colors will be the color of our next triangle, our second triangle, because we need now to complete this triangle. Okay, so we find our middle, we insert. Now see, I have 1 color from my previous triangle, 1 border color, and the other 2 are to carry on my new triangle. So I find my middle, insert, and pull, and make it nice and tight. Pull. See what we've done now? We have created and completed this first triangle, and we've created our borderline, and now we are into our next triangle. So let's complete this triangle. Okay, so now our next 3 beads will be our light brown bead, almost our mustard beads. Okay, and we find our center, and we insert our needle and thread. Again, our next 3 beads from our new triangle. We find our center, we insert our needle and thread, and we pull. Now we turn, but we are turning within our second triangle, so we turn with 4. Our 4 beads we're going to take are from our light brown, we find the center, insert, sorry, just tangled. Let me just untangle this, I'll be back. So I've untangled, and now we take our 4 beads, pull them all the way through, make sure it's nice and snug. Now, oh, this makes it shiny, so I have to be here. Oh wow. So I have to grab my next 3 beads are falling within my second triangle, and I find the center, insert, and pull all the way through. I have to rely on the flashlight of the phone, and I've got many other flashlights trying to light up this tutorial because it is during load shedding, and I have to film because I didn't film throughout this Easter week because I was very busy, but I have to put up a video. Okay, so please bear with me. Our next 3 beads form parts of our new triangle, the second triangle. We find our center and we insert. See, now we're turning. Okay, now do you see our triangle now has a point? We've now completed it to a point. We're at the end, but we're doing a tutorial with borders. So what you do this time when you turn is you have to grab 4 colors, right? So I will grab my border color as one. See, I have formed the points of this triangle, meaning now I have to form a new triangle. Okay, so it's my border color, 2 colors from my new triangle, and then again my border color. So just pull these out. It's better if they're this side. Okay, see, since I am forming a new triangle because I've reached the points of my previous triangle, and I pull. So see, this is the point of my new triangle, this is the point of this triangle. I am now forming the second triangle and creating its border, but I have not completed my previous triangle. Is not complete, so I still have to carry on with it. Okay, I feel like, do you see better like this, or do I have to come close? I feel like it's better when I'm closer. Yeah, okay. So our next 3 beads will be from the previous light brown triangle. We find the center, insert, and pull. And we tighten. Did I tangle again? Yes, I did. Could I just untangle and I'll be back? Okay, so now we're back. So I've untangled. So we are still forming parts of the light brown triangle. So our next 3 beads will be from light brown. We find our center and we pull. Okay, I flip it over and we are still creating this bead. Okay, so my next 4 beads as I form the new line will be from light brown. I find my center this side, insert, and pull. Okay, I'm still forming parts of the light brown triangle. I find my center, and I pull. Okay, so now I've reached a point where you can tell where this triangle is completing, and I have to form my border. So, and I've also reached a point where I'm within the next triangle. So I grab my border color to create my border, and also I have to form this new triangle. So my next 2 colors will be from my new triangle. See, okay, now I flip it over and I carry on, but I am within my new dark brown triangle. So my next 4 beads will be from the dark brown triangle. Okay, I find my center, put in my needle into the center and pull all the way through. Okay, now I have reached the point where I have to create my border while forming this new triangle. So how to do that is I will grab 2 dark brown and 1 border color, which is my white. I will find my center and I will insert. You see? So I'm now forming. I have now started forming this new triangle, but my pattern is now showing me that I'm at the point where I have to finish the previous triangle. So my next 3 beads will be from my previous triangle. Okay, the light brown. Find my center, insert and pull. And when I turn to form my new line, I see that I'm still forming my light brown triangle. Okay, so now I still have to form my light brown triangle. Okay, so the next 4 colors I will be grabbing in order for me to turn and form a new line will be light brown. So I will grab 4 light brown. I'll find the center. I will insert my needle into the center and I will pull. Okay, so again we are at our border. So I have to create my border while forming my new triangle. Okay, so I will grab my border color and my next 2 triangles, because my next 2 beads, because I have to take 3, have to be from my new triangle. Okay, so I insert my needle into my center. Okay, now I am within the new triangle. So the next 3 beads I am going to take will be beads from my new triangle, my dark brown. I will insert and I will pull. So again I am forming a new line match. So what I have to do is my next 4, they fall within my new dark brown triangle. So my next 4 beads will be dark brown. Okay, I find my center and I pull. Okay, and then I have to now take 3 beads. My next 3 will be within my new triangle. I grab my 3 dark brown beads, I find my center and I pull. Okay, so now I've reached the point where I have to form the border while still completing my triangle. So I will grab 2 beads from my triangle and my border color for the 3rd one, which is my white bead. I'll find the center, insert, sorry I'm stuck, insert and I will pull. Okay, so we now have to end this triangle again. So we have to create its point. So I have to take one color from my previous triangle, but then again still I'm forming a border. So my next color will be my border color to separate these two colors, okay? And then my next two colors will be my new triangle that I am forming. So I complete this one, this triangle that I've already formed. I insert my border and I form part of my new triangle, okay? So insert and we pull. So do you see? We now have our two colors on either side and our border separating our two colors, okay? So let's carry on with this triangle. I will grab 3 from my dark brown triangle, insert my needle, and I will pull. Again, 3 from my dark brown triangle, insert my needle in the center, and I will pull. So now it's time to turn again, but I am within my dark brown triangle, so I grab 4 from dark brown, find my center, insert and pull from my center. Again, 3 from my dark brown, find my center, insert and pull all the way through. Again, we're still in the dark brown triangle. 3, find my center, insert and pull. Okay, so now we are turning. We've reached the point again of our dark brown triangle. So what we will do is now we have to form our border and our new triangle because this triangle is now at a point. So I will grab my border color as 1, not 2, 1 from my border color, 2 from my new color that I'm making, the new triangle that I'm making, and 1 from my border color, okay? I will find the center and I will insert those 4 beads as I am turning, okay? So do you see? I wanted to just show you how to turn. And now let's create this dark brown triangle. We grab 3 beads, find our center, we insert and pull. Again, we grab 3 beads, 3, find our center, we insert and pull. So we turn into a new line. The next 4 we grab are our dark brown. We find our center, we insert and pull. Again, the next 3, 2, 3 is from our dark brown, we insert and we pull, okay? So now we've caught up again with our border and our new triangle. So we have to grab our border color, 1, and then our next 2 will be from our new color, okay? So we are creating again our border. Okay, so I feel like this is where I have to leave you, because the steps from now are quite repetitive. So what you have to do is you have to create your triangle, make sure to insert your border between the triangles, go into the next triangle, and make sure that you complete your triangles and send them to a point at the end. So yeah, those are the steps to create a bordered triangle pattern. So thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you so much for watching my tutorial. If you found this tutorial useful, please comment down below and please subscribe to my channel. Bye.